good, y'all, and welcome to my review for the Black Clover movie, Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King. I just finished it up on Netflix, and yes, this does have the English dub. Just to let y'all know right now, this does have the dub cast. Everyone is back. Glad to see that. Which, if you'll excuse me to go on a tangent real quick, I am curious what the long-term effects of this movie getting picked up by Netflix, and them being the ones dubbing it, so to speak, instead of Crunchyroll having complete control over it, like putting it out in theaters and everything, what the long-term effects of that could be. Because, as some of you guys may know, Crunchyroll isn't a big fan of unions lately. There was the stuff with Kyle McCarthy, if that's his name, the original voice actor from Psycho, trying just to get a meeting, just a meeting, Crunchyroll, with SAG-AFTRA, the union that he's part of that works with voice acting and everything, that has recently started to add in anime dubs to that one with a lot of Netflix's stuff. Well, all of Netflix's animes that they've been done recently have all been under SAG-AFTRA. They've all been union. But Crunchyroll, they don't like unions. You know, they wouldn't even have a meeting with SAG-AFTRA. Like, man didn't even say they had to, come to an agreement and make an agreement with SAG-AFTRA for him to return in Mob Psycho Season 3. They literally just said, just have a meeting with them. That's all. You know, you had that. They didn't do it. So he got recast for Mob Psycho. And then later on, recently, it was revealed that they pulled the play right out of 2015 Konami's playbook, with them telling the development team that's working on the Tower of God game that recently came out that they can't use the original dub voice actors, even though that was nowhere near right. But because it's non-union, they can kind of get away with it, even though that's not right. So yeah, and so if it was union, they obviously wouldn't have happened. So there's a lot of stuff with Crunchyroll, because apparently the game was actually union. That's probably why Crunchyroll went so far and went so out of pocket with that thing, just screwed over the dub cast. Be like, no, you can't use them. Fuck you, you know. And given how Netflix is very much pro-union, and they have their own deal with SAG-AFTRA with all of their shows, I am curious, and I'm sure this was the first union contract a lot of these Funimation VAs had gotten for this movie. I am curious if this will start a little bit of a domino effect, if you will, to maybe where more of these voice actors start to demand more SAG-AFTRA contracts, and maybe want to work more with union work, and eventually, maybe more of them will come in there, and eventually Crunchyroll will start to talk with SAG-AFTRA and make more of their dubs union. You never know. It's a possibility, But yeah, just a little tangent one other, because after I announced it, because once Netflix announced the 11th hour that we were going to get the dub for this movie, that did make me wonder, I wonder if this will have any long-term, consequences or effects, or a domino effect onto Crunchyroll, eventually becoming more friendlier to unions and having more of their dubs be union. But just a little food for thought, anyway. The movie itself was fucking fantastic, man. I absolutely love this movie, man. And I said this before countless times in my review, in my trailer reactions, excuse me. But I will say it again. Support this movie. Go out and watch it on Netflix. Watch it multiple times. Hell, leave it playing in the background on your TV while you do other shit. If, like I mentioned before, if this movie ends up getting a small theatrical release later on down the road, go out and see if you guys can. Make sure this movie is successful. You do not want this to turn into Seven Deadly Sins, do you, Black Clover fans? You don't want this to go down the same route as Seven Deadly Sins when this movie flopped. So be there for Black Clover, show for it, watch it, so that we won't have to worry about Black Clover getting axed or its budget getting cut in half and set off to a lesser studio and it just looks like complete ass, bro. Do not do Black Clover like this, bro, dog. We do not, come on, dog. We don't, Seven Deadly Sins fans did not deserve what happened to that man, but yeah. Go watch this movie, man. Please go out and support it so that we can get the anime back and, everything will be right as rain and we won't have any issues. Anyway, let's just get into the actual movie itself. So the movie was directed by Ayataka Tana Mura, if I'm pronouncing that right, and stars, and as always, I'll be reading off the dub cast since, I watch this movie dub because I love the dub cast for Black Clover. Stars Dallas Reed, Chris Neosi, if I'm pronouncing it right, Ben Dixkins, Monica Rial, Brandon McGinnis, Jill Harris, who, fun fact, Dallas and Jill Harris, the VAs for Austin Noel, are actually married IRL, funny enough, lol. Anyway, Justin Briner, Chris Sabat, Ian Sinclair, and many more. And the plot of the Sword of the Wizard King is as light-hearted boy who can't wield magic strives through the title Wizard King, 4 Bennett's Wizard Kings of your return or if I'm pronouncing, I'm probably not mispronouncing that right. Return to crush the Clover Kingdom. Now, first and foremost, the cast is phenomenal, man. I love the dub cast for Black Clover, and they were once again fantastic. Well, Dallas is great as always. It's Austin, man. Chris Sabat is always a treat to hear, man. I love Chris Sabat. You guys know he's my all-time favorite dub VA, man. Just love the guy. And the main villain, Conrad, voiced by Chris Neosey, if I pronounce his name right, who you guys know as Reagan in Mob Psycho 100, which I was so glad that he didn't get recast, because when Kyle made that video about it, said, "Oh, you know, other VAs might get recast for Mob Psycho." I was like, "Oh God, please don't let it be him. He is like the MVP of the dub cast for Mob Psycho. We can't lose him." Thank God he was still in the show for season 3. I'm going through it right now, so glad to see that Reagan was still in the show. Anyway, so, you know, he's great as well. A lot of the new other, which actually, one other thing actually funny enough, when I first watched the movie and I was going through it originally, I at first thought this dude was voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. I thought it was the first year because he sounds a lot like Yuri, but the more I looked, I was like, no, that's Reagan. But he does sound surprisingly close to Yuri most of the time in this movie, man. So if I wasn't watching Mob Psycho, I probably would still thought it was Yuri until I checked the cast, man. But yeah, he's great as well. A lot of the new VAs we also hear in this one is also great as well. Like we have one of the new characters, Princia, who I gotta say, damn, she bad, bro. Redheads with green eyes, ooh, they got me feeling a certain way, man. Y'all can blame MJ for that, but woo! Damn, she fine, bro. I finally found my girl in Black Clover that I can sim for. I mean, I love Noelle, man. I'd probably say she's best girl, just because I'm not really a big fan of most of the females in Black Clover, and she's like the one I like the most. But I wouldn't feel say yes, she's best girl. It's more of just process of elimination. But yeah, she's fine. I love her voice actress. Mara Junod was great as well. Steve Bloom is in here as well, which was a surprise to see him and man. Like, it was so surreal. One thing that was super surreal about this movie, man, was hearing so many LA VAs who have like never heard in any Funimation projects or just haven't really done that many. Make an appearance there and, you know, and mingling with the trademark Funimation cast members that we've all come to know and love throughout the series. So it's so weird to also hear like these LA VAs who have like never heard a Funimation project, you know, in here as well. I guess it's the power of knowing. Like Steve Bloom's in here. We also have I mentioned him earlier, Ben Dyskin, who you guys know as Spidey in Marvel Lines 2, the pink hair Espada, I'm forgetting all his name, it's like my third favorite Espada in Bleach, and a few other characters, you know, I instantly recognized him, and yeah, it was just really cool to see some other VAs that you don't typically see in Funimation shows, you know, make an appearance like Steve Bloom. When I heard Steve Bloom, I was like, oh shit, we got Steve Bloom in this motherfucker. Hell yes, but yeah. Cast overall, man, was fantastic, man. I love the cast, man. And Chris Sabat, like I said, phenomenal, man. Now, one thing that's like definitely the biggest, you know, pro to this movie, man, just the biggest source of praise I can give the movie is the art and animation. Oh my God, bro. Period went fucking off in this movie, man. Like, god damn, bro. Like, the animation here is insane, bro. Like you could, like, this movie felt like just one massive level over to Black Clover, and the animators were probably having the time of their lives, man. They were having so much fun animating it because, oh my God, the animation in this movie looks so good, man. There is so much good animation. There's some really nice Sakuga in this movie as well. Just like there's some really nice camera angles as well. Just, oh my God, I cannot praise the art animation movie enough. It is insane, bro. And you can definitely tell instantly this is Black Clover with the movie budget, all right. Instantly in like the first 5 minutes, because they're already going off with the Sakuga and the animation, man. Just looks so good, man. This movie just looks beautiful to look at. It is a feast for the eyes, man. Like, this movie just looks, in general, looks fucking incredible, man. I mentioned this a little earlier, but I also really liked all the new characters we got introduced in this movie. Some of the previous Wizard King. Conrad I thought was pretty cool. Priesta, who you guys already mentioned before, I loved her as well. And, like, bro, and she bad as hell. And just the other ones we see as well. I thought these were some really nice villains, man, and I overall really enjoyed them, and I thought they were just, you know, some great villains and just some overall really good characters that I wouldn't mind maybe making a reappearance, you know, when the show comes back. You know, probably not, given how this movie ends and everything, but, you know, I would have not seen these characters pop up again in the anime one day. whenever that day comes when the anime finally returns, man. Hopefully soon, man. And like I said, hopefully also with a better production schedule this time, because y'all know that Black Clover, the show, had like a terrible production schedule, man. With them constantly just barely hitting their deadlines, man. Had the director having to go off to Twitter, outsourced to like Twitter animators to get the episodes done in time, man. Shit was crazy with Black Clover during the anime's production, man. So hopefully when the anime returns, it gets a better production schedule. But I love the animation of this movie, man. The music was also really good as well, and I also love the song choices they picked for the final battle. And oh my god, bro, the final battle. Ooh, so good animation, man. Oh, I mentioned this before, but I say again, the art animations is godly, bro. Oh my god, Perry. Like, I would definitely say the Period Redemption arc is in full swing now. Like, you know, we had the Blood War anime, you know, coming out there. We all know how good that's going to look. We had the second core coming up this season. Then we also got the Black Clover movie as well, looking absolutely insane, man. Like, Period's definitely back on the upswing, man. You know, Boruto is on
hiatus. You know, whenever that show returns, we got the part 1 OVAs coming out soon as well, man. Like, I think the Period, Redemption arc is in full swing now, man. But oh my god, bro, this one just looked insane, man. Another thing I also love about this movie, this is something I've loved about the original show as well, that I was glad to see make a return here, was one thing I've always loved about Black Clover that I always thought was cool with the anime and how stylized it can get, was during like the big final, you know, impactful, you know, final move to defeat the villain and the enemy. They changed the art style up to where it looks very sketchy, just black and white, as he like Asta or fucking you know, whoever lands a decisive finishing blow, man, they go black and white with a super sketchy looking art style, man. Looks amazing, man. And seeing it in like a movie budget, it's back here a couple times, and just looks so good, man. And also was Austin's movie, man. I love what they did with Austin in this movie, man. And like I said before, the villains were great as well. Also, one other thing I just always loved about Black Clover is how refreshing the rivalry is between Asta and Yuno is in the movie, and this was in the show, and also when we see them in the movie, because they're both just genuine friends. You know, they don't have animosity to one another. You know, they're just genuine friends that have a little bit of a competitiveness and rivalry going on there on who will become the Wizard King. You know, it's not like Naruto and Sasuke, or Sasuke hates Naruto's guts and Naruto's chasing after him. Goku and Vegeta is similar to that. You know, you got Izuku and Bakugo with the bullying thing, bro. Like, there ain't no animosity between you, Asta, and Yuno. They're just two friends that just have a bit of a rivalry going on. I'm going to become the Wizard King. It's nice. My only problem, I guess, I have with this movie, I had something to pick a flaw with, is that the story is pretty basic. It doesn't really do anything really that interesting or crazy or new. But then again, was anybody really expecting that from the Black Clover movie? Like, I don't think anyone was expecting this movie to reinvent cinema or anything. This was meant to entertain and, you know, made for Black Clover fans and to build up hype for when the anime hopefully returns very soon. I don't know when, I don't know where. Hopefully it's soon with a better production schedule this time for those poor animators, man. But yeah, if you wanted me to nitpick something or have a flaw with it, there you go. And yeah, I love the design of that sword they have there, the Sword of the Wizard Kings. I thought that sword looked really nice, and like, oh my god. Just the final battle, as always with like a lot of anime films recently, is super climactic, man. Amazing art animation, man, and the music. Oh, so good. I don't want to spoil anything about the final battle, but oh my god, it's fantastic, man. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, man. This movie was amazing, man. About what this exceeded my expectations from when we got from all the trailers, man. This is just a fun movie, man. Like, this is a movie, you know, for us Black Clover fans to just have a blast and a ball watching, man. So obviously, I would highly recommend you guys check this movie out if you guys are indeed fans of Black Clover. Like I said, support the movie, watch it again, watch it multiple times, see it in theaters. If it gets a small theatrical release, just support this movie. So when the anime comes back, everything will be normal, man. We won't, and what happened in Seven Deadly Sins will not happen to us. Please, bro. I will not be able to live with myself if Black Clover falls the same way Seven Deadly Sins did when its movie flopped, man. I can't deal with that, man. I just can't deal with that. So please, I beg of you all,
go support this movie and go watch it, man, so that we can get the anime's return and we have the same staff and everything and it'll look amazing just like it originally did, with hopefully a better production schedule this time. But yeah, man, overall my final verdict for Black Clover Sword of the Wizard King is a 9.5 out of 10, guys, man. Like I mentioned before, this movie is fantastic. It's just a blast to watch, man. The art animation is amazing, man, and yeah, you definitely can. For us, Para definitely succeeded, and they definitely hit a home run with this movie, man. Like they did an amazing job with this movie, man. And I hope we see the anime comes back really soon, man. Because I fucking love this series, man. And just rewatching it just reminded me of how much I love Black Clover. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you do. Follow me on my socials if you feel like it. Links down screen box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. You